I can remember when you fit in the palm of my hand. You felt so good in it, no bigger than a minute. How it amazes me, you're changing with every blink. Faster than a flower blooms, they grow up all too soon. So let them be little, 'cause they're only that way for a while. Give them hope, give them praise, give them love every day. Let them cry, let them giggle, let them sleep in the middle. Oh, but let them be little. I never felt so much in one little tender touch. I live for those kisses, your prayers and your wishes. And now you're teaching me how only a child can see. Tonight while we're on our knees, all I ask is please let them be little, 'cause they're only that way for a while. Give them hope, give them praise, give them love every day. Let them cry, let them giggle, let them sleep in the middle. Oh, but let them be little. So innocent, precious soul. You turn around and it's time to let them go. So let them be little, 'cause they're only that way for a while. Give them hope, give them praise, give them love every day. Let them cry, let them giggle, let them sleep in the middle. Oh, but let them be little. Let them be little.
The Best of Berwyn program is a junior citizens recognition program that not only recognizes a good academic student, but a well-rounded academic student that participates in the community, leads a moral and ethical lifestyle that we can be proud of, and has good grades. But they don't have to have the best grades.
The news nowadays is all about all the bad things that are going on in this world, especially with school safety and things for our young children. So it's so nice to be able to see the good kids, the kids that are really there for their education, to build up their communities, the kids that we hope will be future leaders.
I think it's super important for the kids to really understand and know that they should be celebrated and that we should discuss what they're thinking and all of that. So it just opens up to something that they would have never experienced previous to this.
I think this is so good for all of us. We really need to see that there is a Best of Berwyn. They've gone through so much and they persevere. They will not give up. It's good for all of us.
There's so many kids in this community that do great things. And this is just another opportunity to be able to highlight all of the great things that are happening in Berwyn, but ultimately the great students that are moving on from here on to bigger and better things.
I'm a newcomer. I just came from Mexico in October of 2022. I've been here in Chicago for 6 months. I'm here in Berwyn. English is not my first language, so that they tell me that I'm 2% of the top kids, and I only been in Berwyn for 6 months is something like, oh my God, I only been here for 6 months and I'm not one of the top students. It's like something I'm proud about.
I would say I'm a sort of artistic type of person. I like to sing, dance, act. I strive to be a better person every single day, and I keep moving forward no matter what. Even if any obstacles get thrown at me, I'm trying to find a solution to everything.
I'm not scared to show my personality. I'm not a serious person, and I'm not also a super shy person. I'm a little silly goose at some point. I am someone who will always be involved in my community, someone who is always going to be there to help others. I love to be an activist. For fun, I like to run. I feel like running de-stresses me from whatever I'm going through. I love to run 5Ks with my family. It's such a fun experience to push yourself to get that reward at the end.
I play the viola, the piano, and the guitar. I'm in the Chicago Youth Symphony. I'm second chair for viola, which is like the second best in the viola, so. It's definitely made people happy for who I've played for, and I think it'll help me a lot moving forward, especially for like a scholarship maybe. I think it'll help me a lot for that.
I'm in a bunch of after-school activities. A good amount of the kids, if you go and like, oh, do you know Siobhan or Chevy? Because a lot of people call me by Chevy, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know her, she was in so-and-so. Like, I did many sports. I did soccer, basketball. I was gonna do volleyball, but I decided to do cross country, and that was a lot to deal with. I never knew running was gonna be that hard. Like, I was real tired afterwards.
I got my culture from my Hispanic parents who were from Ecuador originally. I had to be born there, and now I've been living here speaking from English, and now I'm a bilingual with English and Spanish being my priorities. My teachers know that I'm there, I'm not a foolish student, that I'm actually a good person and a good student, and I'm willing to do anything it takes to get that A.
I live with my mom and my dad and my sister, and I go to Freedom where I involve in a lot of activities like NJHS and the musical, and I do a lot of stuff out of it too, like Girl Scouts, and I think they really help me express myself, and I love doing those activities.
I love being an artist. I feel like I'm very creative, and I enjoy writing in my free time as well as hanging out with my friends. As much as like school is kind of a stress, I do kind of enjoy it because it allows me to learn more, and I really want to build my future.
People usually call me Katie. I go to Heritage Middle School. I'm in 8th grade. I like to play volleyball. I work hard in my class, and I always try to get like extra credit. Like, I don't just do like whatever I have to do. I try to do more.
I play guitar, piano, drums, bass clarinet, and I sing. I think that's all. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I grew up with music, and I find it as a very good way of like expressing yourself. I find it as something, it brings me joy, and I think it could also bring joy to other people too.
Sports are a huge part of my life. They've taught me to like be who I really want to be, to try my hardest, and to break out of my comfort zone, to try new things. And being captain has really shown me a lot of leadership skills. I feel like it's really helped me realize that I can be this person for everyone else, and I've taken what I've learned in sports and put it in real life in school.
It's like some people like to call me very extroverted. I'm not afraid to make new friends, and you always see me with new people. As a member of the Student Voice, like it says in the name, we get to make decisions for the school, and we get to create like basketball games, fundraisers, and it's pretty fun being able to ask students what they want in the school, how they want it, and I get to take those ideas and give it to the school.
I do full court dance after school. I like the skirts, I like doing all the little dances, the spins actually, I really like that part, even though it could get me dizzy a little. I'm like, it's quite fun.
Sports, they mean a lot to me because they have helped me push through a lot, and I feel like there's something that helps me cope with with stuff, whether that be stuff that I'm happy about that I can just use that energy and put it into sports, or stuff I'm upset about, I can just play basketball and problems kind of like fade away, and it's something that I find helps me relax.
My favorite subjects are math and science because I just love how in both of them you get a problem and you get to solve it. I love basketball and volleyball. I was on the basketball team and it was just fun being on a team and working together. And I love to take time and help out in my own community.
I go out of my way to help a lot of people and anyone I can. That is one of the things that guides me, knowing that helping people is something that can make a difference in their lives in even a small way, but you're still impacting their lives.
Each of them was just so very proud of their parents and how hard they work, and they realize what struggles they go through, and they are truly, truly not only proud of themselves, but very proud of their parents.
The Best of Berwyn is not only about the student, but it's also about how the student got to this place in their life. So be it a family member, a coach, a neighbor, a teacher that somehow inspired them and really pushed them to go to the next level and to be above average.
Someone I admire is my dad. He didn't get to go to school, but he did end up going back to school because he wanted to give me and my brother a better life and be able to give us things that he didn't have growing up. So for that, I really look up to him and thank him for like doing this just for me and my brother.
My mom and my dad, they really support me and they believe in me and they help me. They teach me if I have questions, they answer them. And even if they don't know the questions, they help me and they learn with me and they teach me. And it's incredible how they've helped me throughout life.
My mom always is there for me to help support me in whatever I want to do. Although she's a single parent, she really makes an effort to be there. Like, she'll take time off work. She's emailing my teachers, making sure I'm not slacking off, seeing what I need to improve on. And she's always congratulating me, make sure I'm not too overwhelmed and too stressed out.
Probably one of my Boy Scout leaders, Mr. Almazan and Mr. Fromo. They're both very helpful to me. They have faith in me along with basically everyone in the Scout troop. And I feel like that's kind of taught me a lot about like why it's important to do things fair and square. And they've kind of inspired me to look into the things that interest me, both in Scouts and other subjects as well.
Probably my dad. One, because like he always believes in me. He always thinks that I can do everything. And for example, last year, I was gonna go to soccer tryouts, but I never practiced. And he told me like at 9 at night to go practice, and he practiced with me. And the next day I made the team.
My dad's the one who really got me into drawing, actually. He's like one of the best artists like that I know like personally. He's always giving me little tips and tricks of how to draw a little better.
Mindset is something that I really struggle with. I struggle with keeping a positive mindset, and my mom really helps me get through really hard situations. I admire my dad. I admire how he's been trying to get like his own house, and he wants the best life for us. And he's really proud of me, and he's really proud of my mom and my brother. And that's what I admire about him, that he's a very hardworking person, and I'm really trying to be like my dad right now.
I'd say my mom. I feel like she's always optimistic even through hardships, and like she really inspires me to like try my best to work hard so I could like achieve greater things in life.
I'm very thankful for my mom and everything that she did for me, because I know it's hard for a single mother to raise 2 kids on her own with no support, especially since my mom was dealing with college and she was having a job. So it's like college, kids, and job, it's too much. So definitely when I get older, I'm gonna spoil her.
Definitely my mom. I really admire my mom because she's the one who showed me how to donate and how to help my community. And I feel she's the main reason why I am the person I am today, because she's a huge role model to me, and I want to be a role model and a leader just like she was to younger generations here in Berwyn.
I tell you what, the challenges that students deal with today compared to the challenges that I used to have to deal with, my parents used to have to deal with, my grandparents, and the same for them, are completely different. Social media, technology, the internet, all of that are challenges that I think as a society we are still trying to figure out the best roadmap. And 13, 14-year-olds being able to come and give us answers, the proof is in the pudding. They're already doing it.
I feel like a lot of us kind of have like this unnecessarily kind of darkish view of the world, at least as opposed to a lot of people who are older, just because we've kind of been born into a kind of relatively, I feel, kind of hostile situation as opposed to a lot of other generations.
I think our generation is very open to new ideas and is very accepting of a lot of people, which I think should have happened a long time ago. But and I think they are also working on to solve a lot of issues in the world.
You can accept it, but you can also change the environment you live in, and you can be the influence you want to be.
I really want to make a change in my community. I want to try and fight for Black Lives Matter. I want to make that connection between police and then Black people. I know that as of right now, Black people don't really see eye to eye with the police right now. For younger Black kids, I want to be that voice for them and that like role model that they see in a positive light.
Like something I know that impacts me is diversity. I mean, I don't see a lot of people that look like me in my schools. Like there's less than like 4% in my school that look like me, and like there's even less of like other ethnicities. So I mean, something that impacts me is like not seeing myself at school and not feeling like I'm not demonstrated in like the staff at school. Humans are scared of what they can't understand, and I think a lot of misunderstanding happens when you don't understand the people you're talking about. They don't see Black people from outside of like Black History Month or like outside of slavery, so they don't understand like what they're doing or what they're saying and how that impacts like people of my ethnicity. But I also like to learn about other cultures and how like if something I would say would affect them, so like I could better understand everybody and everybody's more accepting to others.
Working at the food bank has really made me realize how there's a lot of people that don't have what we have. They don't have a food or roof over their head, and that experience made me realize how fortunate I am to be having food.
I would love to stop like war. I feel like so many people lose lives, so many like innocent people, especially with the one that's going on in Ukraine right now. I feel really bad for all those that have lost lives. I bet there were just sweet, innocent people that were just living day to day, and I feel so bad for them. And I know a lot of like people also lost loved ones as well, and just losing a loved one is not a great feeling, so I would love to stop that.
I hear about a lot of like war and violence, and I think it's kind of dumb that people around the world have to actually fight and start violence. I think it's kind of petty sometimes, and that it's kind of pointless to have war and violence around us.
So my parents themselves are immigrants, so like my whole family comes from Mexico, and so I hear a lot about like what's happening at the border, and it's interesting to hear about because I think that my parents could have been those people right now at the border who are going through what they call a humanitarian crisis because the conditions aren't the best right now at the border, and it's like kind of saddening to see what they are going through to get into the country to like better their lives. I want to do what I can to like try to help them because I know that like even a little thing like possible donation of food and clothes could help them in any way.
Like they say at school, treat others how you want to be treated, and I just want everyone to know that. That's it.
Middle school is tough on its own. You know, there's so many bullies, and it's hard to grow because you're scared to be judged. But I feel like if kids know that that's not gonna matter in a couple years, you're going to high school, that's not gonna matter in a couple years. Your real life starts in college, where you're gonna be a better person, grow out of what those people are saying to you. and that judgment is only going to make you stronger. You're going to be a better person in the future, that you're not even going to see those people in a couple years. So I feel like teenagers should know more that these struggles are going to be left behind in the past.
There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work to be done, but they know how to do it and they have a plan.
They're going to make a huge impact. Let's just say that. They're 13 and 14 years old, creating an impact already. So I can just see them as adults and leaving echoes in everyone's lives, you know, in a very positive way. And I'm super encouraged by that.
These are young people and they're already planning things. They already know what they're going to be doing. I think the world is different and they're moving along with the changes and they're going to conquer everything.
Kind of inspires me to say it's time to move over and let some of these younger people take over. It always helps when you hear different ideas. So to hear the words that come out of their mouths at this age, it kind of opens up your mind to a bigger realm of what can happen.
In the future, I want to go to HBCU, which is a historically Black college and university. I think that's really important. Seeing as though I don't go to a majority Black school, I kind of want to connect more with my Black peers and, you know, learn more about the history. Career-wise, I want to go into something maybe dealing with kids. Over the summer, I worked as a junior counselor in Chicago, and it really opened me up to the idea of working with kids.
My dream is to be in the NBA, and I know it's hard, but I put the work in, and I plan to hopefully go D1, and that's my biggest dream, to make the NBA, so it definitely means a lot to me.
I have always been good at math and science, and my family has taken the math and science career path, and I think it's a very good career that I could pursue. It uses things that I am very passionate about and that I feel confident in my ability to do.
I plan on editing and filming movies and later becoming a movie director, as there are many movies I've always wanted to make, and there's a lot of things that kind of annoy me and frustrate me when it comes to other movies, so I want to be able to change those things and make them better.
When I go to college, I want to study something with music because I love music. It's my passion. I want to travel the world and helping people. That's one of my dreams.
I'm very fascinated with movies, especially animated movies, because when I want to get older, I want to be a part of animation, and I want to be one of the artists that like animate the imaginary people, and I don't know, I'm just really fascinated with that type of stuff, and I really want to do that when I get older.
I want to learn about how in the crime scene, you know, how there's like cause of death. I want to know like what caused this person's death. I want to give closure to a family. And like I'm really interested in like finding out. I want to be a detective when I grow up.
I want to be a pediatric cardiologist. I want to help young kids with the issues that they're having with their hearts and try guiding them through that way to a better life, a healthy life.
I kind of want to do I kind of want to learn for a doctor or either be an interior designer because I really like designing stuff like my room or my whole house. I always tell my mom to do the little touches because they look really bad. I just want to be probably a doctor or interior designer when I grow up, but I really don't know yet.
Well, I kind of fluctuate in what I want to do and what I want to be. So the architecture, engineering, or something with animals. But overall, it has to be I put myself first. So if I'm happy working, come to that job every single day, definitely does help.
Whatever your goal is, make sure your heart is in it as well. Anything that you do, it's your goal, make sure you're happy with it and your heart is happy with it, no matter what. That's what my dad always told me. He said, make sure you're happy with what you're doing, that your goal, it's yours, and you want to do it. And no matter what you are, who you are, all that matters is your heart. And that's what I want to show as well.
Probably one of the most inspiring parts of the interview is when they talk about what they're gonna do for the rest of their lives. You really get inspired and hope to be around to see the great things that they're gonna do and just all the potential that they'll reach.
We are the